What's up, dope family? What's good? What's popping with y'all today? Listen, I'm tapping back in one more time. One more time. God allowed me to open my eyes one more time. So I'm tapping back in with y'all with another dope word. Fist bump, bro. Fist bump, sis. Listen, y'all. So God was, just talking to me this morning. I was praying and, asking God, just to continue to renew my strength, continue to, give me patience during the wait. You feel me? And God just started speaking to me. And so in that, he gave me something to give to you all. And the title of this message is The Wait During the Wait. The wait, the WEIGHT, during the wait, WAIT. What do you do? How do you handle it? When God doesn't give you a yes, neither does he give you a no, but he give you a wait, a not right now, a hold on a minute. What do you do? How do you handle it? How does your wait, WAIT, look? You feel me? How does it look? Do you handle it by adding on weight, WEIGHT? Or do you wait by putting all of your weight on God? Because listen, there's the first scripture that came to my mind, which is a scripture I actually had to live out in this past season that I just come out of, y'all. Listen, I'm telling you, I have gone through the fire. Like, I went through a full year of testing. I went through a full year of being in the wilderness, being in isolation, listening to God, getting instructions from God. All while I'm going through my storm, I had to still encourage other people. Do you not understand how hard that is? How difficult that is for you to encourage somebody and tell them what God is going to do for them when you're waiting on God to do something for you? It was difficult, but it also helped me, because in the moment of me encouraging them, God gave me strength in it too. You feel me? So this is one of the scriptures that I instantly thought about, that God led me to this morning. And it's Isaiah 40th chapter in the 31st verse. And it says, "But people who wait for the Lord to help them will receive new strength. They will rise up high as if they have the wings of eagles. They will run and they will not become tired. They will walk and they will not become weak." Listen, sometimes, it's easier said than done for different people, because everybody is not on the same level. Everybody is not on the same spiritual level. So you learn how to wait as you go through different things and as you grow. So the other scripture that came to me, which is one of my favorite scriptures that I had to use every single day, I had to tell myself this scripture. And this is one of the scriptures that got me through one of the toughest seasons of my life. And it's Philippians 4:6. And I'm gonna pull it up, even though I know, I say it in the way that I say it, but I'm gonna pull it up to see how they say it in this language here. The way that I say it, the way that it comes for me, is don't worry about anything. Pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank him for what he's already done. That's the way that I had to learn it, because I had to make it personal for me. And that's the thing that kept me. And this is this is what this says too. Do not worry about anything. Instead, pray to God about everything. Ask him to help you with the things that you need and thank him for his help. Listen, when you're waiting on God to come through for you, and when you're waiting, for God to answer prayers that God has already promised you for, the weight, WEIGHT, can get really heavy. It really can if you allow it. But what I want to encourage you to do is to put Philippians 4 and 6 and Isaiah 40 and 31 into action. You literally have to take your weight and put it in the hands of God. Because if not, it's literally going to weigh you down. You feel me? And it's going to have you so down that, you're going to be weak. Now, listen. During the waits, when you are waiting, you may get weak because you are, you're under pressure. You're under, it depends on what your situation is as to what you're waiting for. So you're going to get, you may get weak, but you really do have to learn how to pray about everything. Prayer is your weapon. Prayer is your answer. You feel me? Literally, I had to learn how to live out Philippians 4 and 6 when it says, don't worry about anything. When I had to go through the storm that I went through, and because if I had allowed this to play, on my mind the way that the devil intended for me to, I probably wouldn't be here today. You feel me? Because it would have taken me out if I had listened to the lies of the enemy and allowed that season to stress me out. I probably wouldn't be here. Because stress will literally take you up out of here. And the stress, the season that I was in, the stress, the pressure, the weight, for some would have been unbearable. But for me, because I learned how to do what Philippians 4 and 6 said, I was able to ride it out. I was able to be in chill mode. The people around me wondered, how in the world could your life be in havoc, wreaking havoc, and you're the way you are? Nobody around me understood it. Even my children did not understand how I was able to continue to have a sound mind. How I was still able to get up even when I did not have a job, did not know how me and my children would make it from day to day. But I was still up, encouraging somebody else, speaking life over me and my children, telling them, I don't know how God's going to do it, but I know he's going to do it. Because I really had to learn what Philippians 4 and 6 said. I had to learn what Isaiah 40 and 31 had. I had to walk it out. And I want to encourage you to do the same thing. Stop worrying. I know you may say it's easier said than done. And I get that. But listen, when you really, really trust God at his word, and you know that without a shadow of a doubt that first of all, God can't lie to you. So that should be the first thing, when you know God can't lie. So therefore, you know that whatever it is he told you, whatever it is he promised you, he's got to fulfill it because he can't lie. So because he can't lie, that should be the thing that should help you in do not worry about anything. Because your mindset should be, you know what, God, I'm not going to stress over it. I'm not going to worry about it because I know what you told me. And I know that because you said it, you can't lie to me. So even though I'm in a wait, I'm really not waiting because I know that delayed does not mean denied. But even in that, I'm not going to say I'm really not waiting because you are waiting. But even in that, it may seem like it's a delay to us, but to God, it's right on time. Because does not his word says that everything he do is right on time for us? To us, it may seem like it's delayed because we don't get it when we ask for it, when we want it. But to God, it's not a delay. You feel me? Because just because we ask for it doesn't mean that God is going to give it to us right then. God gives us the desires of our hearts and the things that we need when we need it, when we are ready. So that means if we haven't gotten the things that we've been asking for, it's because it's not that God is telling you no. It's not that God is saying it's denied. It's that God is telling you you're not ready for it right now. That's what he's telling you. But what you have to learn how to do is manage the wait while you wait. You have to stand in faith. Faith is your greatest weapon. Listen, it's how you wait. It's in the way that you wait. You're waiting. When you wait, you're waiting, but you're still trusting God. You're not just sitting here just saying, well, you know what, God, until you do it, I ain't going to do nothing. I'm just going to sit right here and wait on you. No, that's not what God intended for you to do. God intended for you to continue to work because the Bible tells us faith without works is dead. So, while you are waiting on God to answer your prayers, you're still putting your faith into action by moving as if it's already done. And listen, I'm trying to find that what Pastor Tony Evans said. He said faith is acting like God has already done it. Faith is acting like he said faith is acting like God is telling the truth. So by you saying, I know, God, you're telling the truth. So since I know that you're telling the truth, I'm going to act as if you're telling the truth. Meaning I'm going to walk like I already know it's done. That's what faith is. So while you're waiting on God to come through for you, I'm trying to help you to lift the weight by encouraging you in faith that even though you don't see it, but you know that God promised you whatever it is that he's promised you, you go ahead and you move according to what it is that you believe in God to do as if it's already done. You feel me? So for an example, I knew when I was getting ready to, I was believing God that he was going to move me from an apartment to a home. And I got to the point where I was just so miserable in that home. And I realized that I was miserable because I was waiting in the wrong way. I started waiting in a way that it was like, I was complaining. And then I had to change my mindset. And I got to the point of saying, you know what, God, even though I'm still in this place, I thank you because I still have a place to go. I have a roof over my head. And so for that, God, I'm grateful. I had to change my mindset. I had to change my language because the words that I was speaking, listen, y'all, your words take root. Your words take form. Your words are the things that God hears. You feel me? He hears your heart, but he hears your words. Your words are powerful. Life and death. The power of life and death is in your tongue. It's in your mouth. Your words carry power. You have to be careful on the things that you speak over yourself. You have to be careful about the things that you allow to come out of your mouth, because some of the things that you're saying are the things that are happening in your life because of what you've spoken. You feel me? Somebody, you don't realize the things that you're saying. You don't realize how powerful they are until you really step back and be like, dang, I remember saying that. And look, I didn't want it to happen, but I spoke it over myself. You feel me? People be saying, I don't want this. I don't want no man. You know what? All men the same. All women this. Or I'm just saying, just an example. And then, but deep down inside, you really do want a man. You really do want a marriage. You really do want to be loved the right way. But you're speaking negative words out of your mouth, and you're wondering why it's not happening for you. Because even though your heart is saying you do want a man, you're allowing to come out of your mouth that you don't. And listen, don't you know we have angels that take charge, have charge over our life, that God have used to dispatch to us to, to help us through life. But the angels report back to God the things that are on our heart. So you're telling God the things that the angels are hearing from your mouth, they're taken back to the ears of God. So you're saying from your heart is saying one thing, but your mouth is saying something else. So what you're allowing to come from your lips are going to your angels, and they're taking it back to God. And they're telling God, you saying you don't want this and you don't want that. That's why I'm saying you have to move like it's already done. You have to speak it like it's already done. You feel me? And therefore, the weight won't be so heavy while you're in the weight. You feel me? Your weight don't have to be heavy. You don't have to carry a lot of weight while you're waiting. Because when you really trust God at his word, when you know that God is going to come through for you, when you know that God has promised you that he's going to do this, he's going to bring you out, he's going to answer your prayers, he's going to do this, he's going to bless you. You feel me? When you know that God has already promised you that, and when you know that God cannot lie, that's the thing that helps you to wait. That's the thing that decreases the weight, the pressure, while you're in the wait. You feel me? And it's your faith. It's the faith that helps you while you're in the wait. Your faith. It's our faith that pleases God. Faith is moving like it's already happened, like it's already done. So how do you handle the weight or the pressure while you're in your wait? It's not good that you're complaining, you know what I'm saying? And I'm so tired of going through. I'm so tired. Listen, God did not promise you that life was going to be easy. Because it wasn't easy for him, and he was the perfect example of the things that we will encounter while we are here on this earth. So if God had to go through it, what make you think you're different? He left us some help. But we are going to go through things, and you got to go through life experiences in order to even gain strength. That's where your faith is built in. It's built in the things that you're going through, because, listen, a weak person, while you're going through something, and as you're going through and God is showing you that I'm here. See, I'm here. It's just like he's showing you how to walk, how a parent shows a baby how to walk. Like, you're holding the baby, then you start letting go easily. You know what I'm saying? And as that baby start getting the grip of it, and they see, they can walk, then they start having some faith in themselves. And then eventually they keep doing it. And you keep letting them go a little bit quicker. A little bit quicker. And eventually you no longer have to hold their hands anymore, because now they're walking. That's the way God does us. That's the way that our faith is built. Because God shows us through different life experiences that, yeah, you can trust me. Because just like I came through the time before, and the time before that, and the time before that, and even when it looked like you were going to crash out, even when it looked like you weren't going to make it the next second, even when you didn't know that you didn't even know if you would make it through the next day, even when it looked like you were going to lose it, you're here, right? You made it through, right? And since then, you've made it through something else. And that thing like that, that's what helped you to build your faith. So if you are still here and you look back on what you've made it through already, that should be enough right there to tell you if God did it before. And not only did he do it one time, he's done it so many times. Because if you're watching me, I know you've been through something. And I know that there are some things you can say, I honestly I can't tell you how I made it through. I didn't even think I would make it through it. I really thought that I was going to nut up and lose my mind. I should be in a straitjacket. I should be in a mental institution. I should be taking some pills. I should be on drugs. I should be out of my mind. I should be walking around here talking to something in the air. I should be in the ground. I should be in prison. I should be here. I shouldn't be here. You feel me? When you look back and you can see what God has already brought you over, what God has already brought you through, that helps to minimize the weight while you're in the weight. It minimizes the pressure in the next season. Because when I tell y'all, my life literally looked like a typhoon in this last season of my life. But listen, y'all, I was standing right smack dab in the middle of a typhoon, watching my life spiral out of control. Watching my life spiral out of control. But God had me in a place of peace that I didn't even understand. When God say he will give you peace that surpasses your understanding, he will do that for you. Listen, I'm here to tell you. I'm trying to tell you how to wait, how to decrease the weight. WEIGHT. While you're in the wait. WAIT. Because listen, I just did a word yesterday where God said we're in the final minute. So we're in the wait. And none of us know how it's going to end. We don't know how God is going to come through. We don't know when he's going to come through. But while we're in the wait of waiting on him to come through, I want to help you while you're in the wait. I want to help you to lift the weight. You feel me? So I know what it feels like when it seems like all hope is lost and you only have a little, you're holding on by a hair. God didn't ask for much. The only thing he asked you for is a mustard seed of faith. That's very, very little. That's very tiny. And if you can just hold on to that and you continue to press through and you continue to build your faith by knowing that, God, I've seen you do this before. I've seen you come through. Even though it was at the last second. You've done it before. And because you've done it before, I know that you can do it now. I know that you're gonna do it now. And I trust that whenever you come through for me, that is the perfect timing. So while I'm waiting on you, God, I'm going to still work my field. I'm going to work my purpose. I'm going to work where you tell me to work. I'm going to do my part. You're not going to complain. We're not complaining while we're in the wait, because complaining shows God that you really don't trust him. And it's just like it cancels out every other thing that you've said that you trust God. Because if you trust him, you're not going to complain. You're not going to wait and be complaining. Yes, it gets hard. God knows that. But even, when you have to lift weights to build muscle, that's hard, right? You're having to build your spiritual muscle. So therefore, you got to go through some things that are not going to always be easy. Because if it's easy, what are you building? You're not building anything. If it's easy, what are you learning? You're not learning anything. So it's got to be hard sometimes. It's got to be rough. It's got to be tough sometimes. You feel me? But it doesn't have to be pressure. It doesn't have to take you out. Yes, it's going to be hard, but it's in the way you wait. It's in how you wait. You have to encourage yourself. Get you a scripture. Get you a song. Get you something that you can use that uplifts you, that encourages you while you're in the wait. Like I said, I had to use Philippians 4:6. Don't worry about anything, but pray about everything. I had to be in constant communication with God. When I found myself trying to worry, when I found myself about to worry, about to start stressing, I immediately start talking to God. Listen, God, now you told me don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel myself about to go there. So before I even go there, let me go ahead on and hand this on over to you. It's on you, big dog. It's on you, because of that, you told me you're going to do it. So I'm just going to, sit back and chill, because it's on you. It's on you to come through. And one thing I know, you can't lie to me, because that that ceases you from being God. So I know that's not going to happen. So I know whenever you do whatever it is that you're going to do for me in my life, and you come through for me, I know it's in the perfect timing. I know it. That's how I handle it. You feel me? So listen, y'all, while you are in your waiting season, learn how to wait and not carry weight. You feel me? Learn how to wait without carrying a whole lot of weight. Okay? Listen, y'all. God love you. Your dope sister love you. But always make sure that you're loving on you, and you're only dope because God is dope. Don't ever play with him, period. I love y'all. Y'all be blessed. Y'all have a good day, and I'll see y'all on the next, okay? Peace.